everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Those of you that are new, my name is Tiffany, and today I'm going to be going over my Cultivate What Matters 2021 PowerSheets Goal Planner. Now, this is my first time using the PowerSheets, and so far I'm actually enjoying the process. I'm still in the process of doing the prep work, but it is finally but slowly coming along. So a little bit about why I got the PowerSheets this year. I've never really done well with goal setting and actually breaking them down into small actionable steps. And so I found out about PowerSheets this year, and I decided to take a chance and purchase them to help them with my business goal planning for 2021. And what I can definitely say is the most important thing for when you do the PowerSheets is definitely please do the prep work, because the prep work really makes you think about what it is that you really want and what areas you want to cultivate and make changes in. Now, the one thing I will definitely also say is that I did make a few mistakes in here, but that's okay. It's part of the learning process. So let's get started while I open them up. So see, I finally put my name and everything in here. I have used a few stickers, but I'm not really a sticker person. So first up, we're going to talk about a little bit, run through the goal ideas. So for the 2021 goal ideas here, I just wrote down anything and everything that I wanted to accomplish in 2021. So take my business serious, work with my first clients. It says January, but now it's going to be February. Speaking engagement, podcast reach, grow my YouTube channel, begin to create a reading journal, earn 100K by the end of 2021, offer my services, and grow my email list. So this here was just a little bit of what I had decided to just write down for what I wanted to do. I went through, this is a great thing of the comparison isn't just the thief of joy, it's a thief of everything. So you're able to go in and critique and pick things about you just to get you started. So this actually helps with the things with the prep work is they kind of build upon one another. So each part has its purpose to where you can actually go in and create your goals. It's going to ask you what fires you up. For me, working out, reading, quiet time, watching movies, being in love, him, helping women, the beach. So when I said I messed up, this is where I messed up at. I messed up here because this was more of my personal goals of what personal things as opposed to what fires me up and not what fires me up about being in business. So this will actually go into my personal planner, which I will talk to you guys about. I'm still missing a piece of that. And then once that comes, I'll transfer these. So this is what was one of the first mistakes that I made, is that I was still thinking about me on a personal level and not my business level. So mistake number 2 was when I came in here to do the Cultivated Life evaluation, and it takes buckets. This was, I can't remember what this one was, but friends, finances, spiritual, personal, recreation, business, family, spouse, recreation, focal relationship. So I did this as if that's exactly what it was as far as being in my personal goals, but not business goals. So I ended up having to go back and cross things out and kind of redo them over again. But some of them I kind of kept because I can transfer them into my personal goal planning later on. So this was mistake number 2. Now, in most cases, I will be honest, when I make huge mistakes like this in a planner or notebook or anything like that, if it was a regular notebook, I probably would have ripped these pages out and started over again. A little part of me wanted to actually go and buy new PowerSheets because I messed this up. But the one thing that I'm learning is that as thought process and as you're creating your goals, it's okay to be messy and it's okay to mark things out to get them to where you want them to be. But once I learned from this, moving forward, it definitely has gotten a little bit better. So you have to go through the different parts of who you really are. You're getting ready to break free, what I'm saying yes and no to. So investing in me, committing to my goals, people that matter, make time for fun, my clients, love, travel, building my legacy, and a few other things. You get to imagine what your best year is. And here's where we begin to do the rough draft and outline of your goals. So, rough draft of your yearly goals. So for me, it's to create a profitable business between 75 to 100K, become consistent with my content, create and launch a Facebook group, legalize my business, and a passion project of mine, which would be to create a reading journal. Now, I'm sure you're probably wondering what all the papers are here. This is how I actually started with writing out my goals before I actually physically put them in my PowerSheets. So I have literally, this is actually the final, but still messy. This is how I actually wrote everything out. So I would mark things off and then start over again. One of the things that I will say is when coming up with your goals, keep them simple. So even though they're all the same here, this actually allowed me to figure out what my primary goal was. So my ultimate primary goal is to my business to become profitable. It is not I did not list it in the goals of 1 through 8 because goals 1 through 8, but I only used 6 or 7. I ended up using, I think, 6 or 5 of them. What ends up happening is that's my overall goal. But what I started is that's my primary goal. And how I determine how to use it is that all the goals here are my supporting goals for my primary goal. Because to make this, I have to become consistent with social media, build a Facebook community, legalize my business, launch my signature program. Those are the things that I must do in order to make and reach this primary goal here. So with that, as I began to map everything out and write things off, I also, through this as well, in listening to a few YouTube channels, is I decided to also make my goals something that I can control. So I can't control people hitting the subscribe button for my podcast or for my YouTube channel, but what I can do is I can become consistent with my content. So always creating a schedule to post YouTube videos, to record and upload my podcast, to do live streams and to go live on Facebook and things of that nature. Those are things that I can control. With all of that, I was able to come down and do this here. And this was another thing here to where in later parts, I'm actually in the process of working on. These are here, me getting ready to do the tending list portions. But what I decided to do was, once I figured this out, I went here and put over here my yearly goals. So once I finalized them, I then placed my yearly goals here into the 2021 PowerSheets, and I only used 5. You don't have to use all 8 of them. And for me, 8 goals, I think would have been a bit much. Another thing I wanted to say about my goals is my goals throughout the entire year will not change. Now, my tending list may change, but the goals that I've set, all of these goals for the year will remain the same. So launching my signature program, I have my first official launch date, which will be in February. I also know that I will have to launch my program at least every other month. So 6 times out of the year, I will have to launch my program. But in between time, I will always go in to be able to tweak my content for that in the launching of my program. Also, by launching the program, I'll be able to figure out what works in the program, what doesn't work in the program, and to make changes as needed so that each launch, it will become better and at the end of the day become more sustainable and be a program that I am proud of. The same thing with being consistent on social media. As long as what I can control is being consistent of maintaining and creating a schedule to where I record videos, edit videos, upload videos, record podcasts, write out the topic and my talking points, and upload them and schedule them. Launching my Facebook group, that's something I can control. Legalize my business. These are steps in here. This goal would probably be one that eventually will fall off because that doesn't take too much, but I still have to do. And then last but not least, creating my reading journal, but that's something I may not do until later in the year to get started with that. The next thing I started was my vision board, and I didn't go out of the way or crazy. The one thing that I did here was I liked the quotes here. One by T.D. Jakes: you cannot conquer what you are committed to, and commit to your goals and focus. And then here are a few pictures here on how I would want my clients and the vibe of my brand as a whole to be as well. So this just goes in here, but I actually have another vision board that I have that I'll show you in later episodes. So this is where I've stopped so far, and it's choosing my word of the year. Right now, I have yet to choose my word of the year. I think I know what my word of the year will be, but I have made a list here. So once I figure out my word of the year, I will put it here, and that will be what I'll use going forward. So I hope this was very helpful. The next video, it will be about the tending list. And no, actually my action plans, I'll be working on those next and breaking down, taking the goals and putting the mini goals in for you guys. So with all that being said, I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments below and I'll be sure to answer them. And with that, you guys stay healthy, stay safe, have a great holiday, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Bye.